How did the solar system form? One of those questions we always want to ask is, how did we get here? Our solar system started from something called a nebula. It's a large cloud of swirling gas and dust. Again, you can see it here. And essentially what happens is the gravitational force of all this gas and dust, even though it's very small particles, starts to pull it inward. And some of it is closer than the others, so it doesn't pull it in at the same rate. And so we start to get this swirling, spinning action as it begins to condense together. And then what happens is it actually flattens out into a disk like this, and we get most of the material collecting in the center. And so in the center is where the sun is going to form. And then because of the heavier gravitational force in the center here, then the heavier elements are going to form in these rings right around it. And then as we move into the outer rings, these are going to be lighter elements out here. Moving outward, it's less because of the decreasing gravity. And this begins to collect together, and then we get all these little clumps. This is like dust bunnies forming under your couch, and then the dust bunnies form into little rocks, and the little rocks start to orbit around here, and then those form bigger rocks, and those rocks, they crash into each other, and this eventually forms the planets. So we get the rocky planets closer in, and we get the gaseous planets on the outer portions. And that's essentially how our solar system formed. It's called the nebular hypothesis. And we can support it in a couple of ways. If this is the flattened, if here initially we thought we had this flattened disk formed, then our planets should be in a flat disk, which we see here, and they should all be orbiting in the same direction. And so those are two great ways that support this idea for how our solar system formed.